Thank you, Saripal. May I, sir, some few words of motivation to us?
जी और उत्तराखंड से आए यहाँ सारे महाकलाकार, उत्तराखंड के निवासी जो यहाँ सिंगापुर में बसे हुए हैं, उन सबको मेरी तरफ से बहुत बहुत बधाई। आज के इस अवसर पर आप लोगों का हार्दिक स्वागत है सिंगापुर में। मैं पिछले साल आप लोगों के साथ जब माननीय मुख्यमंत्री आए थे तो अपनी बातचीत कुछ बातें रखने का मौका मिला था। आज मैं खास करके उत्तराखंड के युवाओं से कुछ बातचीत करना चाहता हूँ, क्योंकि अधिकांश यहाँ पे बहुत कम समय आप लोगों ने उत्तराखंड में बिताया होगा और आप लोगों का संपर्क शायद सिर्फ अपने परिवार के द्वारा उस महान राज्य से है और उस महान उत्तराखंड से। So let me just now say a few words in English so that it will be perhaps easier for a lot of people here who have grown up in this city to understand and to feel more comfortable with. First of all, I wanted to congratulate Uttarakhand Association on organizing this festival. To those of you who have come here, it is just another evening. But for those of you who have volunteered your time, despite your professional commitments, family commitments, to organize this, it is not an easy task. It takes months and months of effort, not just of time, but also of raising resources in order to hire a hall, invite artists, to make other arrangements. So first of all, I'd like to express my deepest gratitude to the Uttarakhand Association under the leadership of Mr. Sunil Thaplyal for organizing this wonderful event. It is already, and as you saw, the first song and the dance and the palki that went with it, it's all so deeply reflective of the beauty of Uttarakhand culture, and it was so well performed. So first of all, let's give a round of applause to the artists here. I don't know about you, but I was transported back to Uttarakhand when I was watching this wonderful performance and a beautiful song sung by artists over here. And it will just give you a glimpse of what a beautiful state and what a beautiful culture it is. It is a land that we all call Dev Bhumi, and it is so deeply associated with India's civilization, India's faith, India's cultural and spiritual traditions, a land of the Char Dhams of Gangotri, Yamunotri, Badrinath and Kedarnath. It is a land of Mandakini, of Alaknanda, of Bhagirathi, of Yamuna, of Tons and Kali, a land, as you've seen, of Nanda Devi and Panchuli and Chaukhamba and the Bhagirathi peaks. It is a land of infinite beauty. There is, no matter how many times you go to Uttarakhand, you keep discovering new reasons to go there. It's a land not just of great beauty, but of wonderful people. I have never met people who are more generous in their heart, kinder to others, more hospitable. You could walk into people's home and you'd always be offered food and you'd offered a cup of tea. Very rarely would you find this anywhere else in the country as you would find in the state of Uttarakhand. So it is something that people of Uttarakhand really ought to be very, very proud of. And it's something you must continue. I know sometimes there's the pressures of globalization, of urbanization, of cultures kind of blending into each other. But that fundamental value of the people of the hills, that generosity and openness, that is something that you must continue to retain, because that is what makes that state so beautiful. It is also, as we have just seen, something that is not perhaps entirely appreciated across the country, as it has not been so visible and not so appreciated abroad, is the absolute beauty of the culture of folk songs, of music that is associated with the state. And today I'm really happy that the Uttarakhand Association has taken the trouble, you've taken this made this enormous effort to present to us such a beautiful glimpse of this wonderful culture of Uttarakhand. Now, Uttarakhand, as you've seen, is getting a lot of attention from our Prime Minister and from our government. I don't think there are many Prime Ministers who've been there in recent times as often to Uttarakhand as our Prime Minister has. It is going to be one of the key areas of development priorities for our country. It is also something that we are trying to promote, as Sunil Thaprialji mentioned, that I've adopted Uttarakhand as my state, because each of us in our foreign service is required to adopt one state to kind of be associated with it and promote its interest abroad. And so I decided to adopt Uttarakhand because of my own love for the state, and if I ever have a holiday, I'd rather be, and I seriously mean this, and if I ever have a holiday, my first choice will always be to go to Uttarakhand, whether it is monsoon, when the clouds are weaving their way through the hills, or whether it is winter, when you see the beauty of the Himalayan peaks, or when it is summer, when the rest of the country is boiling, and Uttarakhand still remains a wonderfully beautiful place and a lovely place to be in. But it is also important to have a state, given the fragility of its ecology. It is incumbent upon our generation, it's incumbent upon the youth to preserve and protect their bhumi, because without it, India is nothing. 1 crore people have a huge impact on the lives of 130 crores. So we need to preserve the beauty, the heritage, the nature, the natural resources, the ecology of Uttarakhand. And we have to make sure that the glaciers do not keep melting, and the forests do not keep disappearing, and the rivers do not keep drying up. It is important not just for the state of Uttarakhand, it is important for the entire country. So it's really, really important as Uttarakhand develops that we ensure that it remains a place where the environmental concerns are addressed. There's no environmental degradation, that we preserve the wonderful wildlife and the bird life and the forest that exists over there, because it's something we must bequeath to the future also. And this is the challenge we now face as Uttarakhand tries to develop itself. So we all need to work together, and those of you who live here need to also add your voice to this very important endeavor to make development sustainable and eco-friendly, and to promote tourism in a manner that it does not cause damage to this wonderful treasure that we all have. In part of our efforts to promote Singapore's relations with Uttarakhand, last year, as you know, Honorable Chief Minister had come here. It was a very productive visit. As a result of that visit, we have been able to launch a number of new initiatives. And I must tell you that the only country which had a minister represented at the first investor summit in Uttarakhand was from Singapore. Mr. S. Ishwaran had gone there, thanks to our effort and initiative to be the only minister from the world to participate in the first Uttarakhand summit. And he also had the good fortune of doing a darshan of at least the 2 places, no, 3 I think of the 4 places of worship. He still goes around showing the photographs of his helicopter ride from Gangotri to Kedarnath to Yamunotri and to Badrinath to everyone in Singapore. And I think he's doing a lot in terms of promoting tourism, because those photographs just are too majestic. So we have been able to now create a level of interest in Singapore, in Uttarakhand, in areas like urban development, city planning, waste management, in water recycling, in skills development, in higher education, and also, if I may say, in overall planning for the environment in the state as the pressure for tourism increases. A number of companies from here have started going there to explore opportunities. We are going to also have an Uttarakhand delegation in next month when we have the Business and Innovation Summit here for India. There are already 2,000 plus registrations. I invite all of you to come, but Uttarakhand will also be sending a very, very strong delegation to Singapore for that summit. So we have now begun a process of engagement. And Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policy here, which has an institute called Asian Competitiveness Institute, that has entered into an agreement with Uttarakhand government to help in terms of improving competitiveness of the state, in terms of making their policies more investor-friendly, more sustainable. And this is a huge initiative. They will also be training the civil servants from Uttarakhand here in Singapore at Lee Kuan Yew School of Public Policy, which is a globally renowned institution, as also in Uttarakhand. So this is the beginning of a new journey. And I wanted to take this time to mention this to you because while much of the attention has been focused on southern states of India, Andhra Pradesh and Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra and Telangana and Gujarat, we have now begun a journey also of enhancing Singapore's engagement in the development journey of Uttarakhand. To the youth here, I would like to say that you come from a heritage that is really special, that is truly precious for not just India, not just for the state of Uttarakhand, but for the entire world. It isn't just a spiritual home for more than 1 billion people, but it is also a place where you can have the most magnificent adventure tourism, where you can have the best kind of river rafting, the best trekking destinations, the most easy places also, the finest hill stations. So the best forests, the best wildlife parks you will find anywhere in Asia, or for that matter as comparable to anything in the world. There is nothing that Uttarakhand doesn't have. So I'd like the youth of here to be more engaged with your state, find time during your vacations, during your free times, to go back and contribute to the state. There are many organizations that look for volunteers to help in skill development, mentoring, and so on and so forth. You can adopt schools, you can work with school children, you can work with creating livelihood for training the youth of Uttarakhand so they don't have to migrate to the large cities in different kinds of skills. So get engaged, get involved with the state. Also, please take your friends who go to all kinds of places for tourism. Tell them that if you have once seen a sunrise on Nanda Devi, if you've seen the sunset on Nanda Devi, there are few things in the world that you will ever want to see again. The magic of a Himalayan sunrise or a Himalayan sunset is something we all should see. So engage all your Singaporean friends also to go visit the state, to also maybe even contribute to the development. We at the High Commission and I personally will always have a very special place in my heart for Uttarakhand, and while I might be accused of being a little biased towards Uttarakhand as compared to other states, but it's something that I am absolutely open about. It's a state that is very close to my heart. It's people who are very close to my heart, and it's Uttarakhand sustainable development is also very important for our country. So to all of you here, one thing I must say, you're a small community, but you have shown today in this large turnout that you don't have to be large to have such a wonderful event. I have been to many much larger diaspora association, Indian associations, their events. They're not as well organized, they're not done on this scale. They haven't seen that same level of passion and commitment. So you may be a small community if you look at it in terms of Uttarakhandis, but today you have demonstrated that small size does not matter. You can still achieve great things And just so the state also may be small, but it will achieve great things. And today we are really delighted to have with us such wonderful performers. So delighted that they have you here in such a large number. Imagine almost filling up this large hall. So congratulations to you all. Thank you for turning up in such number. And thank you, Mr. Sunil Tapyalji, and to your team for putting on such a great, great performance. Thank you.
May I now invite on stage Mr. Farhad Khan, First Secretary Economics, please. And also Commandant Vijay Kumar, Defense Attaché to Singapore, please. Now may I request Atimaji, who is our treasurer. As you can see, we are top heavy with the female, what do you call, Nari Shakti. Our association is top heavy with Nari Shakti. Please. For your information, Atimaji is the principal of Middleton International